Hello. Hi, my name is Russell Guthrie. I'm the VP of Application Engineering for Dealer Trade Network based out of Louisville, Kentucky. We are what is primarily known as a locator service. We facilitate dealer to dealer new car trades, and we distinguish ourselves from our competitors through our use of data to identify the dealers that need our assistance, as well as what that assistance that they need truly is. Our primary data source is through a data vendor that does web scraping, and they web scrape all of the new car dealership sites and then aggregate that data. So we ingest that each morning and then do data enrichment and analytics on top of that. That consists of approximately 3.25 million units each day that are on new car lots. And that we expect that to continue growing for a little while moving forward as well.
We're tracking history, we're tracking movement of those units. So we use that to target inefficiencies in the market and help our sales floor be able to be more effective. The thing that was pretty clear very quickly was that a traditional SQL database, MySQL, which is our backing transaction engine database, was not going to be able to keep up with that kind of volume being ingested day over day and still be performant. There's a user expectation oftentimes with a report like, hey, it may take a little bit to generate. Meanwhile, if there's something that's actually part of a workflow, that's where user expectation goes up, rightfully. So we are now building tools that are part of their day to day, oftentimes being used while they may be on the phone with somebody, and sitting around waiting for spinning circles is not great. That's not good user experience for our customers, my team's customers, which are internal business units, and that means that they're not providing their service as well to their customers, which is the actual dealerships. One of the reasons that Firebolt ended up winning out was frankly the support, especially trying to get this thing off the ground with minimal background in it and minimal resources to throw towards it. The familiarity of the syntax being basically Postgres syntax makes it very easy for me to bring in developers and get them up to speed. Compare that to some things like Snowflake and Mongo that have very highly specific syntax. The learning curve is very, very steep. The other thing that's really been super convenient for us is as the raw size of some of those tables, especially aggregating over time, as those continue to grow, the fact that we can just simply, click a button and change engine size to be able to continue to work with that, and it's virtually seamless, has been outstanding. I have a little bit of experience with Snowflake and Mongo, and those required entire groups at my previous employer to manage those and to be able to handle the infrastructure. And this is so much simpler than that. This is a simple screen on the web portal where I can just a couple clicks and choose the best size fits me for whatever situation I've got. Additionally, even if I have something where we're doing a little bit of exploratory stuff and it's just a little heavy, so I'll spin up a bigger engine just for that, and everything else can just run seamlessly as it always has. It's blissfully unaware of what I'm doing, no impact, and again, not requiring additional bodies and highly specialized knowledge in order to maintain that is huge. The indexing available was very clever, and that it allowed really highly performant queries in a way that just frankly are not possible even with cloud-based MySQL RDS and things like that. We've actually seen the difference of queries that would take minutes to return from MySQL come back in 5 seconds. Our cost for Firebolt today is actually comparable to what we pay for our cloud RDS. So our MySQL costs actually are comparable to everything that we pay Firebolt at this point, and we achieve things out of Firebolt that we can't out of those instances. So again, as far as a cost of benefit ratio, it's very, very, very high on the benefit side of that. This would be an example of one of the more basic reporting type things that we mentioned earlier. So we have several statistics that we're calculating at different granularities, but this would be something that a rep could come in here and say, hey, I'm looking for 24 Chevy Blazer EVs. And then they would have specific to their dealerships a listing of exactly what is what. And they could change that. And let's go with Corvettes because I like Corvettes and we're in Kentucky. Um, so okay, so this would be this rep's individual dealers and what they have and what they've done recently with Corvettes. What we started to do is, okay, this is great, but it's very dense. It's very numbers heavy and takes a moment for you to be able to mentally process and determine what that is. And so what we're trying to do a little bit more now of is try to give you visualizations and things like that that help at a glance, which you can tell that there are not nearly enough Corvettes in Kentucky because everybody here loves them because this is where they are made. But you could see that, okay, if I need to go get some, this is where I'm going. So this is one of the things that we're trying to do is more digestible things for the reps because again, speed matters. So we're also trying to, again, to that effect, display some, you know, some metrics and things like that that are again easy for them to digest. We can see that their inventory has been trending up over the last 30 days, but not precipitously. So it's pretty much holding steady. So that's where we would start to dig into something a little more specific. We have these concepts called orders and loads in house, which are two sides of the same coin, either somebody that's looking for something or somebody that's looking to move something. And so then we've started to build tooling that's based off of Firebolt backing just to do exactly that. So could check for this one and pull this in here, see if anybody's got Lincoln Corsairs, search. Okay, so this individual rep would only have had one that could actually fill 6 Corsairs, but now we know if I'm interested in trying to fill that order, this is the guy that's going to do it. And so I would reach out. I can see exactly how many of them they have based off of individual trims. What is their turn rate? How many have they sold? Day supply, all that good stuff. So again, you can see this was quick. You could do this while you're talking to somebody, just as I did, without skipping a beat. If you were on the phone as one of our sales reps with a dealership based out of Iowa, and obviously you don't know the Iowa market per se, but you can then immediately pull up a screen that says, okay, here is exactly what you're doing. Here's your performance on each of these down to a individual unit trim level and compare it to their close competitors. So you can say, oh, you are behind your market in this, where you're outpacing them in this. We should probably focus over here, unload some of those. It's where somebody can then use these descriptive statistics to make prescriptive action for their dealers. So having that readily available, being able to see that and getting it back within a snap of a finger makes all the difference.